Hello, and welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. This is the wrong save. Good. Good. I forgot about that. I started a glaive just to see what I was missing. Definitely should have played a glaive, for the record. I also found out recently that my plan of speccing into heavy weapons to get that going is never going to happen. So, that's good. Fantastic. Alright, and now I'm slightly paranoid because, you know, all the characters are called The Last Cast-Off, and they all look the same. So I need to make sure this is the right one. Yeah, Clever Jack. Okay, that's fine. Yes, this is all good. I found out that this actually only works for unarmed stuff, so I should probably take it off. Or, you know, I could try doing the unarmed thing for a bit. Although I think unarmed uses speed, so just put that there. That'll be fine.
All right.
Right. Is this... oh, good. I can... sometimes my cursor goes off the edge and sometimes it doesn't. We spoke to them last time. We went through there and fought the Sorrow. We went through there and fought the Sorrow. I want to see if those guys have turned up over there. I don't remember who she is. Oh wait, was she that woman who was crushed by a house? I think she is. There's nothing going on here. You've wasted your time.
All right.
You specifically, good viewer. Oh dear. Let's go through this one. I'm pretty sure there isn't anything there. I think that's all the crap that was there last time. I'm not sure how to advance further into my mind, my labyrinth mind thing. Labyrinth mind thing. Good. Oh. As your body pours from the portal, an ad hoc I read this. Never mind. Wait, why do these all have sorrow again? Good. Good. Huh. Alright. I seem to remember doing this before. Let me see now. No, this is definitely further back. Alright, well, perhaps in my haste to try out a glaive, I may have accidentally overwritten an important save. I hope you enjoyed this fight, because apparently we're doing it again. I'm terribly sorry about this. Let's bring you over here. So when I did this on my other character too. It was significantly more difficult, because apparently the Impossible Blade, dealing relativistic damage, is really, really good. I didn't know that at the time, but that was a thing. And I didn't have it on my other character, obviously. So that was interesting. End turn. Calistige is still useless. So that's good. I think she might be able to get a hit in with the barrage before it powers up. That doesn't say barrage, that says onslaught. Remember, kids, actually read your words. Oh good, 1 damage. What the fuck? Come on. Right, so I think basically the plan for this, even though I've done it before, is to... oh, the red tide's clear. Was the red tide always clear? Did this come from the blue tide? Oh, okay. Anyway, the plan this time is basically just to have Makina do all the damage. That's fine. Good luck, Aratus.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
Huh, it actually hasn't powered up. That doesn't seem to matter. Good. Alright. Oh, I do relativistic damage. I didn't know that. Actually, I think I did, but I can't remember why I did it. Go on, do 0 damage.
What world is this?
It's the one where you do 0 damage, even if you hit. Which is a damn shame. I wish I remembered which order these went in, but oh well. It's only got a 50% chance, that's a shame. How much health has it got? 38? Oh, whatever. Yay. Hopefully it won't hit Makina.
Some assistance is
That's
required.
actually completely fine. Okay. I think I realized quite late on last time that Calistige is basically just here as a meat shield. But now I know, and I will utilize her as such.
On this reality. Weak.
Good luck, Calistige.
In effect, I can't have miscalculated.
It's fine. It's fine. Makina will get the kill. Actually, she only has a... I don't know, that's a better chance than she had before. Still, she'll miss, and Calistige will die to the first one. Never mind. It's fine. Which surprises me. Alright. Part of me wants to move him here. And then do this. No. This. There we go. That was close. I'm hoping that if I move myself a little bit further forward, I'll be able to tank the hits, but I doubt it. I doubt it. And we'll have Calistige over here as a backup meat shield. She can't reach that, so we'll keep her. I think that should be in range. That should be okay. Alright. On we go.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
I don't know why it always attacks from behind. Oh well, that's fine.
My attack didn't feel
So
strong at
that
all.
worked out perfectly, actually, which is surprising. That never happens. Oh well. I'm surprised that all my hits keep connecting. I don't suspect that. I don't suspect. Good. I don't expect that that'll continue to be the case for very much longer. Yes, a powerful 0 damage.
World is this?
Calistige really is the workhorse of our group. Without her, we wouldn't be able to do anything.
I feel better.
Yay! I am surprised at how smoothly this is going. Actually, I don't know why I'm surprised. This isn't an especially difficult fight. Or at least it wasn't last time. Then again, it does help that I seem to be making all my hits.
grasp on this reality. Weak.
Calistige, she doesn't even need a turn. It would be nice if she could give her turn to someone else. Oh well. That's fun. Really? No, they're not. What? Sure, game. Sure, they're out of range. Really? That's upsetting.
Go.
Then again, I suppose it's fine to get all of my misses out of the way now. Because that's how the game works. No, it's not. I kind of want to wait and let this one come to me. So there's only one of them left after this one. I really shouldn't move her forward. I'll just skip her turn. Let it come a bit closer. That should be fine. Just move him right there. No, we'll keep him back a little bit and try to get the hits on our cast off.
All right.
Nothing can stop me now.
I can't remember why I have an inspiring presence. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I kind of wish that I remembered why that was happening. Oh well. I'm pretty sure I have an artifact that's doing it.
That's last.
Please?
My
glad that she only has a 60% chance. It's fine, I'll fuck up all my sentences now. I'm glad that she only has a 60% chance to hit. That's good. That sentence was worth the wait, huh? Which is sort of mild sarcasm, if even.
My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
I keep forgetting that even if they don't move, they still have a movement action. So fuck up. She's gonna fuck up. Oh, good.
Consider it done.
Linda, something to do.
I don't think it can close that distance. That should be okay. I don't know if Kina can close that distance though. That should be fine.
Nothing can stop me now.
We'll move her there. That'll be okay.
Let's go.
Good. Good. I don't know why it's telling me that Eratus can't hit it. Eratus can very clearly hit it. Oh, no, it can't, because, right, he uses the... I forgot.
Why not?
Oh, I can hit it. Alright. Wasn't expecting to be able to do that. I'm slightly worried, actually, that if they get a crit or something, I'm gonna die. That would be aggravating. That's fine. You know, that's... who doesn't want to see this fight for, like, a third time? Come on.
Can't die.
Is that gonna increase damage?
Look out, villains! Trouble coming your way.
I can't die.
I don't have a spray flash. Good. Can I deal relativistic damage with this? No. It'll be a bit broken. I'm considering just running away, because I think Eratus and Makina can take a few hits at least. How much health does she have? 21, 36, 10. Yeah, I'll just bugger off.
I'm going.
After all, it doesn't really matter if they die, whereas if I die, you know, that's it. Good luck. Makina really is the backbone of our party. I don't know how I would do this without her. Probably I would have somebody else based on speed, and I would give them the impossible blade. But, you know, whatever, it's fine.
Can't die.
Let's just stay with her. Fuck that. That's fine.
My attack didn't feel strong at all.
Good. That's good. How much health does that have? 6? Can I do 6 damage? Oh. Never mind then. You know what? I think I'll move back a bit to encourage it to hit Eratus. I'll move here.
Shadows.
Someone needs to smash me in the face with some healing. My attack didn't feel strong at all. At all.
I was sure Eratus was gonna get that kill, but never mind. I probably should have paid attention to how much damage he does and how much health it has left. But yeah, you know, whatever.
As if there were any doubt.
I think Makina got 100% of kills there. Alright, so I guess we need to go look at these memories again. Which I won't be reading. If you're watching this part and you didn't watch the last part, if you want to know what these memories are about, I read them out in the last part. And then, like an idiot, overwrote my save.
Yes, now.
Good. Nice.
Ready.
Now, I do hope that we get to fuck around in the labyrinth a lot. Because I would quite like to do that.
Of course.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad that I'm stuck on a railing. Alright, there we go.
Go.
I think we did them all. So now, I guess we'll go and look at the square staircase place. Or we'll talk to the Spectre. I don't remember if I read this or not. You did it! This whole place feels, I don't know, brighter now. But don't get cocky. The sorrow can still kill you well and good in the real world. Find Mazov before that happens. Thanks for reminding me of my main... How do other fathoms open again? How does that happen? Sometimes the things you do in the real world can create bonds and bridges you lost or never had. These bridges reveal themselves here. Oh, thanks. How do I go back this time? What? No? Never mind.
Yes.
My brain was like, that says, how do I go back in time? Of course, the answer to that is, you know, the first step is to find a DeLorean.
Yes.
Alright, I'm pretty sure there won't be anything in here, but you never know. Good. I should have called this the Inception staircase room. Oh well. Okay, well, I guess that's it for brain time. Everybody's favorite time. And I guess we'll step out into the real world. Actually, can I tell her to bugger off? I don't think she does anything for me. Oh. She idly flexes her transparent hands, humming a halting, tuneless little melody under her breath. A harmony rises from the depths of your mind, filling in the silent spaces of her song, urging you to join your voice to hers. Join in! You give voice to the melody within you. She doesn't seem to notice, but you feel the connection take shape between you, notes clicking into place. Last cast-off gained a new ability, Serious Peace. Let's see what that does, if I can remember where to find my... It's probably under character sheet, isn't it? Serious Peace. Wow, that's really good. Oh. Okay, I'm fine with all of this.
Much better.
Something's much better, apparently. Oh, is the much better and thank you, are these the noises when you resurrect? Is that what it is? That'll teach me to drink from random lakes.
Somewhere.
Alright, so Calistige apparently has leveled up. So let's do something about that. Did she retain the health she lost from... It's kind of odd. Should we give her extra effort? That always seems good. Yeah.
I approve.
And you shall all... what abilities can you get? What skills can you get? Nothing interesting. Well, smashing is good. What about abilities? Fell swoop. Yeah, okay.
I'm way better than I was before.
Alright. Now, let's take a look in our journal and see what side quests there are. Right, so that'll advance us along. Endless Horror. Inform the Memorialists that the gate is closed. Okay. Cypher Phoenix's note. And find help for Eratus. Need to find someone knowledgeable.
Yes, now.
You know what? I bet we have to talk to Melmoth about that. He seems like the most knowledgeable person we know. And he'll be like, fuck, I don't care. Because that also sounds like the kind of thing he would say.
Go.
For the longest time I thought this was another eye socket, but it's not. It's not what it is. Alright, so I think we need to talk to this one. And tell him that the gate's closed. And then he can go, oh good. That's real good. Maybe he'll do like an okay hand sign, give us a pat on the back, maybe a high five, a crisp high five. His eyes alight when he sees you return. The children of the Endless Gate have curtailed their activities, and I have no doubt it was due to your actions. He presses a device into your hands. Please, take this as a token of gratitude. Oh, I didn't actually do anything. Oh, okay. Truly, I don't know what brought you to the valley, friend, but we are all grateful that you came. Is there anything else I can do for you? Yeah, give me your clothes. Just once I want that to be a dialogue option. Right, I don't give a shit about any of that. Let's see what we got. The Brace of Mighty Callous Tor. It's a bonded item. +1 might edge. Ah, yeah. -2 might pool. What? I think I just gained 2, though, from the bullshit we were doing in the Sanctuary, the Labyrinth, whatever the hell it's called, so that's fine. And hopefully we can take another level of... oh, jeez. Whatever that thing is called. You know the one. The thing that helps me with taking bonded artifacts. I don't know why I took this. I think I misunderstood a core tenet of ciphers, which is that they are one use only. It's not a cipher. View shard? What's this? Alright. Oh, whoops. I see this and I assume it means close. It doesn't. It doesn't mean that at all. Alright. Speed. We should probably equip this. Equip it. No? It's not a cipher? I thought it was a cipher. Do I have any ciphers? Is this a cipher? Are you a cipher? Oh god. Alright, that should be fine. Right then.
Yes.
I should probably get some things that'll increase my health pool too, since apparently I'm building a tank now. Didn't know that when I started this character, but they're a tank. That's fine. I wonder if we can also ask Melmoth about Phoenix's note. And he'll be like, I'm not the answer for all of the quests, okay? I'll be like, geez, you can't blame me for trying. And he can be like, yes, I can. I can absolutely blame you for trying. Fuck you. And I guess that'll be that.
Ready.
Do I need to rest? I probably should. And I can sleep here for free. On my other save, I found out that if you tell the Memorialists you're the Changing God, and then do the clock quest, they'll let you sleep there for free. Kinda, I wish I found that out in this save, but you know, whatever. It's fine. Alright, I don't remember how to get to Mielavest. Let's find out. Is it the first cast-off's tomb? It's probably the first cast-off's tomb. I've already forgotten what we're asking Melmoth. We're asking him something, though. We're not asking about the note, although we may be able to ask him about that. We're asking him about, oh, we're asking him about Erisys. That's what we're doing. Melmoth, give me your answer, do. Oh, I found out she has a side quest that we should talk to her about. Or a weapon that I want to buy. It's one of these things. Really? I can't ask him about that? He's like the smartest person I know. Come on. The tides are tied to us. Okay, that's not important. Lady Anch. Is it because he's not a doctor? Oh. Okay. She looks immediately at Eratus, who brightens, literally and figuratively, at being noticed. Can't say I've ever seen something like this before, she murmurs, and none of us are doctors, sorry to say. Thanks. Thanks a lot. I'm looking for a place to rest. I'm not looking for a place to rest. Show me what you have for sale, because I'm pretty sure you have a sword I want that I forgot about. Why can I not ask to... Oh, there we are. This one. Oh, of course, it's a heavy weapon. Still, I should probably give that to Eratus. What's this? Spirit Shroud. How much is this? Looked at the battle axe and I was like, 19! Oh, it's 500. Alright, let me sell these things. Yes. Can I afford this now? How much have I got? 484? What is this? I don't think this magic. Well, well, it's been sold now. Cipher. Aggressively labeled canister. Good. Active entire crisis. This is why I'm not super into ciphers. I see that this costs 161 shins. I mean, I can't even get another one lighter. Permanent +1 resistance. Okay. That seems alright. Spray flash. Anyway, I think we're gonna buy this. And... Can I afford this? No, it's not that I want. Can I afford this? And now I'm poor again. Now watch as somehow I have failed to understand how this works. Because I'm sure that that'll be a thing. Use it. So where's my resistance? 11? Alright, let's see if that goes down later, because I'm sure it probably will. Look, Eratus, we got you a sword. There you go, bud. I call him Bud, but he doesn't like me. Can I read this? Oh, I need to go here. Forgot about that. 1, 5, 3, and 5. Oh. I just choked on some water. Yes. That was good. Ugh. Ugh. Oh wait, did we go here? I have a horrible feeling we went here earlier. Never mind, maybe not. This nearly human face has been sculpted... Sorry, there was a large... never mind. This nearly human face has been sculpted to look like it's emerging from the stone floor. As you draw near, the mouth suddenly begins to move. It speaks in an unfamiliar tongue, and you feel a light touch across your mind. The face continues speaking, adjusting pitch and vibration of its words as it zeroes in on a shared language. The jumble of noise becomes recognizable speech quickly, and the face becomes more human. You recognize the face. It is that of Phoenix, the enigmatic man in the valley. The voice is surprisingly pleasant and warm. I am Phoenix, seeker of knowledge, lover of wisdom, questioner of the truth. I found ways to bend space and fold reality, but it was not enough to keep death from my door. If you are hearing this message, I am missing a part of my consciousness. I have communicated with it and feel its presence nearby, but it does not return. The voice fades, taking with it the memory of the language it spoke. Oh, well, I guess we need to go tell it to, go back here, maybe. Return to the entrance. I always enjoy those sucking sensations. Those are good. I think I was feeling a lot of those when I was fighting Inafir. That entire questline was ridiculous. Here's a 160 health person for you to fight. Have fun. It'll be interesting to see how that goes as a glaive. My expectation is extremely poorly. Walk into the light. Hello, Phoenix. Oh, you're back. He seems slightly surprised. You're dead. He takes the note from you, scrutinizing it intently. He shimmers and flickers momentarily, and then exerts himself to remain material through a force of visible will. That would explain why I could not understand myself. An artificial construct in my mind. I am dead, and manifest again. Have I mastered time? He takes an internal inventory. No. I am a particular shade, a remnant, an echo of what could have been. I shall fade, then, and hope that my lesson remains. I misread that. I shall fade then, and hope that my lesson remains. That's how you would do it.
Listen to me, dear.
I thank
I
you.
must tell you something.
Okay. I thank you. Knowledge is precious, treasure yours, and now I will rest. Farewell. With a flicker of light, the yawning of a consciousness roused and returning to oblivion, he flickers away into the air. A faint hiss is the only marker of his passage.
I find it hard to believe that Inafir could live within that hellscape for as long as he did. What was he fleeing that was so much more terrible than where he was?
What does that have to do with Phoenix? Why are you talking to me about this now? Ah, fine, whatever. He was hiding from the sorrow. He dwelled too much on the past. We should be careful not to repeat his mistake. He was disconnected from reality. His mind broken. There is no logic to be found in his actions. It doesn't matter. I have other questions. Fuck you. This one. That red tide, though. A wise choice, dear. Wallowing in misery only gives one an air of insufferable self-satisfaction. How are you holding up? How you doing? Okay. That's all I wanted to know. Let's move on. I think Calistige likes us so much because she has the silver tide, and so do we. I can't remember what the other title things are. I also don't know if it says on their character sheets or anything. No, it doesn't. Alright. It does say on the wiki, though. In case anyone's wondering. That's why I know that. So, I think... Oh, we still need to find help for Eratus. Let's talk to Tantalum, sure. Hey, Tantalum. Lie. Right about 16. That's one more than last time. Oh. Want to talk about Silver again? I don't know that I do, actually. I don't even remember who Silver is. Who or what Silver is. Maybe Blob of 3. He seems a bit demonic. Perhaps he knows a thing or two. If not, it's probably one of them. Based on, well, nothing at all, really, but, you know. Wait, was there a doctor among the 3 people in the tomb? You know what, we're gonna talk to everyone. Until eventually one of them decides that they can help Eratus. And then suddenly I'll stab him in the back and say, no, the demons are fine. Let's just leave them where they are. Hi, Blob of 3. Okay, never mind. What a lovely waste of time. Actually, before we walk into that, let's go talk to Ronus in case he knows what's up. I hate it when it devolves into randomly talk to people. Okay, that doesn't seem helpful. Altrix. Okay. Actually, tell me about yourself. Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor? It sounds embarrassing when I say it out loud, but I came up here to meet with a sorcerer to quest for a fabled magic board. Okay. He shrugs. I haven't met the sorcerer yet, but I did meet a memorialist. She told me about the work they do here, about this being the afterlife and that the names we bore in life are hidden in the valley in the names of the dead. Who she called the truly living. I have to admit, that was about the most carked tripe I've ever heard. But she said something after. Shadows fall where they will, as they will. Meaning, if we're shadows of our other lives, then, like shadows, we can't control what we are. That stuck with me. What if she's right? He plucks one of the lockets from his bandolier, pops it open, and reveals a glowing image of a woman. He regards her wistfully. What if she's still alive somewhere? What if this isn't life? If I'm just a shadow waiting to step into the light? What if she's there waiting for me? It's preposterous, I know. You look at it from the outside and it's... But think about it. This world is flat and cold and empty. He looks at the woman's image again. It feels right to believe there's another life. One that feels like living. He closes the locket. So I've been learning more. Ronus was my guide through the valley when those carkers came upon us. We crawled into a sepulchre behind those boards and, well, you know the rest. Yeah, I killed the shit out of those guys.
You want it done right.
What if I want it done mediocrely? Mediocrely. I don't know why I tried to say that word. I don't know if that word even exists, actually. Let's walk into the darkness.
Yes.
Oh good, 17 shins. Are any of you doctors? And if you're not, well, fuck. Hello. Do you know a bit about medicine? No. What about you? Oh, excuse me. The man is busy reading a strange device, an elegant square of some kind of metal. Odd letters and images flash by on a reflective screen embedded in the square. When you draw near, you notice that the device is plugged into his arm with a long silver wire, and one of the man's eyes is mechanical. Greetings. His voice is kind, though it buzzes like a rattling sheet of sin steel. I am Luca Merigili. Sure. He gestures with the book. Sometimes I read in the older tongue. I uncover great knowledge this way. For instance, his metal eye shutters and clicks, and a tinny voice emerges from the pad. The formal education of the young begins in utero, with the nervous system uptake inhibitors and microwave transmissions to the developing fetal brain. He clicks it off. You see, I do not know the species to which this refers, but I begin to know of them. At any rate, what can I do for you? I would very much like to examine you, with your permission. Perhaps we can speak of what you have learned. I would enjoy the opportunity to share my knowledge with someone who can understand my words. Perhaps we can begin to speak of what I have just read. Of a certainty. She murmurs, stepping closer to examine the man. They speak in low voices to each other as she runs her hands along his prosthesis. At last she smiles, thanks him for his time, and backs away. Fascinating, she says. His realities have been smashed together, and it is not merely his mechanical brain that makes him distant and emotionless. It is the juxtaposition of multiple words. His singular humanity is broken. Speak to him yourself, and judge his effect yourself. Tell me about yourself. Let's talk about you. He nods. I have spoken my name already. The knowledge of my character is thus more important. I was a soldier. I travel with my friends. I and my friends travel to our home, or at least this is our plan. He leans close. I admit to concern for my friends. They seem trapped in the past, paralyzed. They are not as they were when we set out. He gestures to the mechanical extrusions on his own body. Nor, to be fair, am I. What do you mean when you say your friends are different? Ugh. They were full of hope once. We and a dozen others set out from our home, an Adela west of Sega's cliffs. an Aldea, maybe. Whatever. To find fortune in the endless battle. We joined a recruiter in Sagus Cliffs and enlisted with the army of the changing god. Good choice. I mean, terrible. Terrible. We thought we were prepared. We were not. We were in trenches. We fought with bolt throwers, energy weapons, and detonations. That first day saw half of our friends obliterated by a rogue particle wave that emanated from our side of the battlefield. And then we woke again in a new reality, our memories of the old world intact, but our bodies whole, except for Timpo, who was half dissolved in this new reality. So it went, incremental gains as a whole, with certain consequences carrying into new lives. Sometimes they would undo all our day's heroism for an unseen advantage, other times we'd lose a friend forever. One day I was caught half out of a trench, the air exploded above us, and I burned. The new reality did not restore me. I spent some weeks under the care of the Chiragins, sure. When I awoke, I was as you saw me, and our other friends had been killed. Thalna and Denovan reacted very differently to me. They say I too have changed. I don't know. I know that I no longer fear. I do not remember much of emotion. I recall the fear and horror, but I do not recall its taste. And when I spoke to them, they agreed it was time for us to leave. To leave before we became these forgotten names, lost in the flux of worlds. Quite the speech there. Did I ask this? Is this what I got for this? Good, I accidentally clicked there. It is a dry place. I tasted the water that bubbled up nearby. It was alkaline and induced strange visions. My new metabolism protected me from the worst of it. Had my friends tasted it, they might have died. He looks down at his metal pad. We have found no bodies, nor anything of value. All is quiet, but this is a waypoint, not a destination. Let us as your deserters. He frowns. Yes, we have left our posts, but I do not believe we have deserted. I believe we have become aware. If the battle is endless, then our struggle means nothing. If our struggle means nothing, why should we continue to struggle? You could just as well be talking about life. For power, for glory. Good. That was indeed our motivation to join. The knowledge that those are empty pursuits motivated us to leave. He considers his companions. Perhaps they left because they felt broken inside. The loss of our friends has affected them greatly. We shall not be going back. Alright, bye. Guess you're not a doctor. Are you a doctor? Did I already talk to you? Where are Tempo and Sad? She closes her eyes and pinches the bridge of her nose. If you can't see them, it's no fault of mine. Frankly, they're lucky they don't have to talk to you. She whispers to you. This poor woman sees nothing. None but her exist in these other realities. She is suffering from shock and guilt. Looks like you've been resting here a while. Is it safe? Fuck you.
Ready.
Right, so, no doctors there, huh? Is Colo a doctor? I do suspect that this side quest will probably pass on over through the acts.
You want a job done right.
Where's Makina? There she is. So even if I don't find anyone here, I think we'll talk to some of the people at the necropolis, and if they're not doctors, we'll just move on to the next act. And then, you know, I'll regret that decision later when it turns out that actually this is a side quest tied to this act.
Yes, child.
Ready.
I didn't realize I had 14 intelligence. I'm glad that my microphone is picking up my flicking of my nail. That's what this sound is. That's what that is.
You want it done right.
Alright. Are any of you doctors? You seem like a doctor. Never mind. Who are your companions? Been all over the world. Narv, he tries to hurt people, but it never turns out right. Okay. Don't hurt people. Hello, Narv. Do you know anything about demons? No? Okay. Do you know anything about demons? You hear the voices too? No? Okay, alright. How about you? You a demon kind of person? I closed the gate. Truly, her face becomes full of light. Thank you, madam, thank you. Both the living and the dead are forever in your debt. Wait, do you mean the people who are actually dead, or do you mean you and the living, or the... It doesn't matter. Why am I asking this? I already finished this. Bye.
Of course.
Okay, well, maybe someone in Mielavest really is a doctor, and Lady Ange was lying to us. She seems like a liar, you know? And away we go.
Yes.
You know what? Maybe Adris is some sort of doctor. You know, based on how compassionate she is, which doesn't really have anything to do with medicine or science, but still, whatever. I did... Oh, there we go. Her gaze moves to Eratus. Oddly, he is silent. Silent, sober, and looking at you. Adris turns back to you. No, the only cast-off healers I know are elsewhere, tending to those who can actually be injured. My apologies. Thanks. Thanks for that. What about you, person I talked to once? No? Okay. You? Oh, there we go. Never mind. I'm still sort of in shock that Melmoth didn't know anything. I feel like demons would be right up his alley, but whatever. Can I do something with this? No? No? Can't do anything with that? Oh, I can interact with this. And then it killed me. Oh. Maybe the Chalcedon knows someone. The monument tapers to a narrow point. From a distance, the obelisk appears several meters tall, but when you stand at the foot of it, some kind of optical illusion makes it look as though the obelisk keeps going, rising narrower and narrower into the wide sky. Touch it. It seems fine. The moment your fingertip grazes the dagger-like stone, your mind is seized by cold fingers and hurled high into the air. Shreds of cloud whip past, stars streak by you, and you are lost in the void. Ahead, a light blooms, threaded with silvery ribbons of time. You plunge into the light, and a vision of the future unfurls. You see yourself watching the horizon with a thoughtful expression. No, wait, it's just a sneeze. The prophetic light fades, leaving you standing before the obelisk once more. You study the monument, frowning. Though the vision felt true, it hardly seemed to have been worth all that effort. Perhaps touching it again will yield different results. This thing is so gonna kill me. Once more, your mind plunges into the open sky, through the grasping void beyond, and into the waiting light that holds visions of the future. You see yourself staring mournfully at a half-eaten bowl of stew. It certainly looks good, but judging by your future self's expression, it was an utter disappointment. That vision was worth it. We're never getting stew. Ever. Your vision clears, leaving you before the obelisk again. That vision was just as apparently useless as the last. Perhaps this monument has more to show you. This is my favorite thing in the game. You return to the vision of you watching the horizon and sneezing. Are there only two? Oh, I want more. That's fantastic. Alright, excellent. Alright, the Chalcedon. Tell me about all your healers. Every single one. Our newest sister, the large man says. Welcome back. What do you need? I need people who know about demons and healing. Well, that was good. Watch as I click to... Oh, Makina leveled up. Makina's actually important. Let's go level her up. Alright. Stat pulls, I guess. Speed. Confirm. What's this do? That's pretty good. That doesn't matter. Enemies within range of Makina who fails to resist gain blinded. Wow, that seems really good. Oh, I get all of these? Great. You've already got Illusory Warrior. That seems extremely good. Green cloud of nanoparticles in front of you, dealing 3 damage and turn dazed. I think that sounds really good. Quick fingers, running, endurance, deception. What does this do? Okay. Running. That might be worth doing. Yeah, let's go with this. Cast off vitality. Never gains lasting damage. Alright. Oh, you can get... I didn't know you could get bad effects from getting the shit kicked out of you. Although, you know, that makes sense. Alright. Address. Take us somewhere that, you know, has stuff. I'm ready to talk to Mazov. I give you this with some trepidation. You haven't shown any great understanding of human nature, or the needs of others. Yet our need is great, so I have little choice but to give this to you. Remember, be gentle with Zerian. You are violating his mind. Be true to his Don't fuck up your sentences. Be true to his path. Find what you need, and return without causing him harm. You have a duty to preserve his life as he intended it. She presses the box into your hands. Tidal energy swirls around it, drawing you in like a maelstrom. You focus on it, opening your innermost eye, and you are torn from your body. From your body. When you first open your eyes, there's only a ruddy glow. I was about to say a ruddy glow. Good. There's only a ruddy glow and frightening shapes in shadows around you. The air is hot and stifling. As your eyes adjust, you realize you're outside, but the sky is darkened by clouds of pitch. The ruddy glow comes from lava flows as they trundle down distant mountains into the volcanic fields all around you. Sharp towers pierce the sky, tapered like the bones of a ribcage. Indeed, they look like bones, in every way, as does the ground beneath you. You appear to be standing on the spine of an enormous beast. The bottom of its jaw can be seen far in the distance, half buried beneath a layer of cooled lava. Is this the Valley of Dead Heroes, but like way back when? Continue. Most of the bone towers look identical, but one shines from the inside with an odd blue light. The top of the glowing tower has been snapped off, and what looks like a transport hovers next to its peak. It's your transport. You were sent here to find something. Twisted bridges connect the spine to the volcanic fields around you. In one direction lie enormous formations of obsidian, arches, spires, a wall. In the other direction, a narrow pass is carved into the mountain face. The field leading to the canyon is illuminated by hundreds of glowing lights. You know this body wasn't sent to find Mazov, but Adaris said he'd appear. Perhaps following through events will lead to him. Try to remember who you are and how you can find Mazov. You can't remember any of the memories this body once had, but you know your name was Zerian Daywalker. What a name! Fine. You remember another name, though you don't know its significance. The Chimera. Zerian is wearing a black, form-fitting suit that keeps off the worst of the heat. He carries a whip and various ornaments that remind you of the dead. Seeing the ornaments, you realize they're not just decorative. You can feel the dead around you, as well as the stories of those who died here. Can we change his surname to Edgelord? Zerian must have had some strange connection beyond the world of the living. Perhaps that has something to do with why he was sent on this mission. Is he a gimp necromancer? Alright. Use your connection to the dead to learn more about the area of the spine. You are in a place called the Fields of Osfagan, and many have lived and died here, though it seems a terrible place to live. Scavengers from Sagas Cliffs have been through here in recent centuries, seeking treasures of the past. Before that, it was mutants fleeing revolution after bloody revolution in a place called Harif, before that, refugees from a village called Shuna, fucking whatever, it's fine. Before that, the Ossiphagus themselves. You see a glimmer of a powerful artifact. Hundreds of years ago there was a battle here. Many died. 2 people, a middle-aged woman and a teenaged girl, fought over a copper sphere at the top of the glowing bone tower. Perhaps that copper sphere is what you were sent here to find. Explore. Look at all my intelligence. Look at it. You search through tower after tower. Some of the chambers you come to are filled with piles of dead relics and broken ciphers, but nothing of value. Finally, you come across something promising. You find a staff made of some prior world metal. It's cool to the touch, unusual given the extreme temperature of the air itself, and burn marks blacken one end. Very likely this was once used as a weapon. It may work again, but probably only once. You take the staff with you. Go climb. No, if it's our transport, presumably we've already been there, so let's go to the obsidian formations. Wow, isn't this pretty? Wasn't it worth coming here? Crossing the volcanic plains, you arrive at the obsidian formations. Massive structures of cooled, shining rock leap from the ground, curling into impossible shapes. An enormous black wall rings most of the formations, rising 100 meters out of the ground in places. The obsidian formations are dark, quiet, and desolate. A hot wind blows from magma flows farther off. But here, nothing flows, and nothing lives. In the distance, you can see the spine and bone towers, and in the other direction, the plains stop at a sheer cliff face with a mountain pass carved in between. Let's use our connection with the dead. The obsidian formations did not form naturally. Creatures made of pure light, called fire wights, formed these structures out of hot, flowing magma, then supercooled them into the shapes they are in now. The wights were trying to get at something, or someone. You see a pair of figures atop a small flying platform. One of them holds a copper sphere that glows with a golden light. The wights tried to trap them here with their wall, but they escaped and flew toward the mountain pass. Another event occurred here. The Firewights have killed many people over hundreds, even thousands of years. These deaths culminated in the creation of something called a Gemorn, a creature of pure rage. I want to fight it. The Gemorn has since wandered these volcanic fields with an insatiable lust for revenge, mostly against the wights that created it. None of that sounds useful to me, so let's return to the spines. Let's go to the mountain pass. The mountain pass is still some distance away, but you're close enough to see that there is too much rubble at the bottom to make your way through. Spread out in front of the cliffs is a great volcanic plain. Across the entire expanse are hundreds and hundreds of creatures, lit with a dim glow that has nothing to do with the magma. You know these creatures are called Firewights. At the moment, they seem to be ignoring you. This one. You see a group of people in tattered clothing march through the pass and out of these fields. They are terrified, having lost many of their number to the wights. You see 2 figures riding a small flying platform, almost like a shield. Suddenly, the platform teeters, and the figures fall. You can see the spot where the shield fell, and though the bodies are no longer there, you can feel their presence very strongly. And there, a short distance away, you can see where one of the figures dropped what looks like a copper sphere. Let's get the sphere. For the most part, the wights seem to ignore you. Most of them don't even seem aware of your presence, though a few turn their heads toward you. As you walk toward the sphere, however, their attention changes. One moves to block your way. When you try to feint around it, 3 more appear behind you. The closer you get to the sphere, the more of their attention you gain. No matter what you try, you can't close the distance to the sphere without several of them blocking, or even surrounding you. Strangely, when you walk away from the fields, and the sphere, the wights seem to quickly lose interest in you, like they are protecting it. Study the wights' behavior, with all of our intelligence. Maybe not all of it. You stay near them, watching for a long time. At first they seem to be just wandering without rhyme or reason. But then you realize that the shifts you feel in the air temperature are not random nor natural. The whites themselves are causing them. Indeed, once you figure this out, you can see how they use the temperature of the air as a kind of communication between each other. Perhaps you could use this information to slip past them. Let's get the shield. The whites don't bother you as you try to pry the shield from the ground, but after a few minutes of tugging and digging, you realize it's impossible. The rock has cooled and melted and cooled again several times around the device. It's not going anywhere. Okay, can we try to slip past them now that we know about the air currents? Now that you know the whites communicate through temperature variation, you might be able to avoid their attention by feel better than sight, assuming you can figure out what the different temperatures mean. The sphere is about 300 meters away, and the whites shift around constantly. It's going to be tricky to get close. Let's try to stay where the air is cool. You edge your way closer to the sphere. One white looks your way, then another. Suddenly the air alternates between streaks of intense cold and heat. You don't know what it means until several of the whites block your way to the sphere. The rest come at you with outstretched hands. This. You aim the charred end of the staff at one of the whites and press the button on the side. The air feels like it rips apart as a scalding beam of light strikes the white in the chest. The creature disappears in a flash of fire and heat. The air grows icy cold, broken by irregular streaks of intense heat. The other whites back away slightly, but they are clearly looking for a chance to strike again. Try to slip past them and get the sphere, please. No? As you close into the sphere, the whites seem suddenly wary. You're afraid they'll stop you again, but you raise your staff and they back off. You pick up the sphere and put it into a bag at your side. Suddenly the whites seem to have gotten over their fear and they slide towards you, arms coming for your chest. Let's run to the spine. The air grows colder as the whites close in. You bolt in the opposite direction. They stay on your tail all the way to the bridge and onto the spine itself. So you duck into the glowing tower, heading toward the transport. As soon as you enter the tower, the air grows warm again. The whites will not enter the tower. After a while, they leave, returning to the fields they came from. You're at the top of the broken bone tower. Jagged bone walls act as a kind of parapet. From here, you can see the fields of Ossiphagan even better. The spine below you, the obsidian formations in one direction, and the glowing fields in front of the mountain pass in the other. Floating, just next to the tower, is a hovering pod made of azure steel. A ramp leads from the parapet into the transport. Let's use our connection to the dead. Little has happened here, but for one event that immediately becomes apparent. You see a middle-aged woman, you know her name is Amma, facing off against a young girl named Taya. Amma is hovering in the air like the transport does now. She holds a copper sphere that glows with a golden light. Angry words are exchanged. And suddenly Taya leaps off the tower and tackles Amma. The two of them soar through the air toward the obsidian formations in the distance. Wow, quite a jump there. Alright. Let's enter the transport. You step aboard. The transport does not appear to have been made with adult humans in mind. There is only room enough for you to lay down, and even then you have to roll on your side and bend in your legs slightly. As soon as you have done so, the ramp recedes and the doorway disappears. Your stomach lurches as the transport takes you to the sky. At first, you try to peer out of the tiny portholes, but all you see is pitch black, presumably the volcano's black clouds. Eventually, they are replaced by the black of a starry sky. You try to see the land below, but it's impossible in the cramped space. Hours pass. Finally, the transport slows. Its humming ceases, and the door reappears. Continue. Well, this is creepy. You step out of the transport, stretching painfully. You're in a strange cavern. Artifacts are strewn everywhere, in various stages of repair or experimentation. One wall is covered by a network of displays, showing people and scenes that mean nothing to you. In the center of the room is an enormous cage made from steel tendrils that twist together at the top. The cage glows for a moment and a figure walks out. He wears a thick cloak, but his face is most strange. It shifts and blurs, changing its features constantly. You get the impression you are seeing a person, but can't define what that person looks like at all. His name comes to your mind immediately. The Chimera. Excellent! The Chimera's voice is metallic and artificial, shifting as often as the features of his face. His expressions slide and change, but all of them are smiling as he reaches forward and takes the sphere from you. I knew your unique gifts would come in handy, Zerian. I am impressed that you found the Arleminian so quickly. The Chimera sets the... Don't make me read that again. Arleminian? Should we go with Erleminian? Okay. Sets the Erleminian on a nearby table with a clunk. He immediately picks up a variety of scanning tools, one after the other, probing the Erleminian and its secrets. He seems to have forgotten about you. You look around the cavern, but there are no entrances or exits. Nowhere this Mazov could be, except for the cage. Examine the cage to figure out how it works. You take 2 steps toward the cage, but the moment you reach your hand toward it, the Chimera stops you with a bark. What do you think you're doing? Your mission is complete. I have no purpose for you out there. I want to speak with Mazov about the artifact. Mazov? The Chimera's altering voice slips from baritone to falsetto in a rapid series of notes. A dozen different eyes narrow with suspicion. I'm not sure that Tinkerer could tell you anything useful, but I can think of no reason to deny you. The Chimera turns and slides a hand along one of the metal tendrils. Although no discernible interface appears, he presses his finger against the metal twice, and the cage begins to glow. The Chimera turns his attention back to the sphere, indicating you should enter the cage with a dismissive wave. 2 of the metal tendrils become a kind of doorway. On the other side, Mazov squats on some sandy, alien shore. Stars twinkle in the sky behind him, but they are no stars you recognize. He picks up his head as though he heard something. Then he turns around to face you. One of his eye sockets is artificial, or alternately projecting a human eye, a snake's eye, and something even more alien in the time he looks you over. He looks like a shipwreck survivor, bare-chested, ragged pants, ragged beard. If so, he's better fed than you'd expect. Zerian, he says, his human eye squinting in the light. What the hells do you want? He peers forward, as though trying to see into the cavern. Not really Zerian. The resonance chamber has been smashed. I need to know how to fix it. He puts a hand on his chin, all anger and suspicion gone in the face of a puzzle. Well, it ain't that hard if you know the basics. The chamber's crystal, yeah? So it's grown, not built. So as long as the chamber's core is intact, it should know how to grow itself. You just need a catalyst to... He trails off and looks at you anew. Why do you want to know this? The resonance chamber's only good for... He gives you an angry look. Who sent you? Why are you after this? The Spectre. Don't worry. I'm trying to stop the Sorrow from hunting us. Mazov barks a short, bitter laugh. I don't doubt it would stop the Sorrow, and a great many other things. I don't know how, but the Changing God's trying to use you. If that chamber's fixed, nobody benefits but him. You can't trust a damn word that bastard says. It wasn't the Changing God who told me. That seems very flimsy. What does the Resonance Chamber do? Resonance Chamber is only good for one thing. He holds up a finger. And that's snuffing us out. The Changing God plans to use it to merge all of us, every cast-off that still lives, back into his body. That's his plan for stopping the Sorrow. If it's a grease-stained hand on your shoulder. Look, I don't know who you are, or what your part in this is. I didn't tell him that I wasn't Zerian, so I don't know what this is about. But you cannot let him activate that chamber. You need... He glances over your shoulder at something in the cavern. Though when you turn, you see nothing there. The first is alive, he whispers, drawing your attention back to him. And she's got her own plan for the chamber, one that won't kill us all. Oh, I'm detecting an endgame choice coming. Our sire has a new cast-off body that he plans to use as a catalyst for the chamber. But the first has a better plan, something that won't snuff out every last one of us. Just look for her in the bloom, he says grimly. Just make sure you don't. Before he can finish, you feel a wrenching twist in the center of your body, like your heart is being wrung dry. Your vision tunnels black, and you feel as though your body were being sucked through a steel pipe. You're being pulled out of the mirror, but it's far more painful than it ever was before. Then Mazov, the cave, and everything else disappears. Oh, we're somewhere else now. What is this? Oh look, we're in our brain. Hi, the Spectre. Plant your head on the icy floor and push, staggering up to your feet. Every inch of your body aches as though you've been crushed in a massive hand. The Spectre stands before you, impassive. Maybe your imagination, but he seems more solid than before, and kind of silver like your tide. What's happening? Why am I in the labyrinth? Let's just collect our thoughts, shall we? You concentrate, struggling to gather your thoughts, but they whirl through your head like hot sand. The Spectre sighs, seeming less solid now than he was a moment ago. We need to talk, he says. You barely hear him through the pain. I have something I've been meaning to tell you. You see, I haven't been completely honest with you. I'm not part of you, you're part of me. I created you. I'm the changing god. No, I am. You aren't, he says gently, his outline flickering. We both know that's not true, don't we? Now, I know this is a lot to take in. It means this body of yours is actually mine. I lived in it for years, and now that we know the first is still alive, I need it back. And what would happen to me? A good question, he says. He seems taller than he did a moment before. Once you give me my body back, your thoughts would be pushed to the back of my mind. It would be frightening for a moment, disorienting maybe, but not painful. And then our thoughts would merge. You'd become a part of me again. He spreads his hands. And that's it. Now, give me my body back. Alright, fair dues, guy. Without another word, the Spectre hovers before you, plunging his hands into your head, your mind. He lied. The pain is extraordinary, world-shattering. Every memory you've earned in your short life is examined, torn apart, and discarded. You dwindle as he expands, filling the corners of the body that was once yours. And yes, he lied. You do not join him. You do not find oblivion. You live on, mouthless, mindless, a helpless witness to the crimes he commits with your hands. So, I guess I need to reload. That's funny. You yield your body up to the Spectre, and your flesh falls from your mind like a burden laid aside. What comes after is not your legacy. You are no more than the one who stood aside, but the vessel that remains is famed far and wide. That's victory of a sort. At last. Oh god, we're back here. Do I have to do the whole mirror thing again? Don't make me do the whole mirror thing again. Ah, good. That's good. That's really good. No, let's try staying where the air is warm, see if that works. Using the temperature of the air to feel where their attention might be, you close the distance to the sphere by about 100 meters. The whites don't seem to notice you. This again? By another 100. So where the air is warm, then. Let's just... Do we have it? Grabbing the sphere and tumbling away. Now let's just go to the spine then. If I don't need to use the staff, I may as well not use it. Let's do this. Let's enter the transport. Examine the cage. I. This one. This one. This one. Alright. I want to say, before this, I was very much pro changing God. Now, less so. I'm a little bit disappointed that that was just a fail state, actually. Alright. Got your thoughts. I've been wondering where you were. Here, he says simply, his outline solidifying. Here all along. Now, I know this is a lot to take in. I read this before. No, this is my body. I knew you'd say that, but let's get this straight. I lived in this body. I made it for a purpose. And now you say your wisp of a life outweighs my centuries of experience. Yeah, fuck you. Or maybe you think my first cast-off has a better way. Some magical solution to live out your false existence without price. I promise you she has no such thing. She has always only killed to get what she wants. Her self-interest is just as strong as yours and mine. The only difference between the three of us is that I am real. You wouldn't exist if it weren't for me. You don't exist apart from me. Everything you are is a byproduct of my skills, my intellect, my experiences. And now that I have the chance to stop the sorrow, to save us all, you refuse me? Who in the hells are you? The new owner of this body, bitch. Was never yours to take, the Spectre says, grimacing. No, let me tell you what you are. You're an accident of fate, a parasite in the mind I built. You're a child. I don't want to destroy you, but I will if I must. Give me control. Well, that didn't work out last time, now did it? Then I'll take it, the Spectre says and spreads his arms. Tidal energy pours from the air around you, flowing into the Spectre. The ground itself slips around your feet, holding you in place. You feel your grip on your body, your mind slipping by finger lengths. You are diminishing, he is winning. You search your mind, your hard-earned memories, for something that will loosen his grip on his hold on you. I'ma rip you out my mind. His expression hardens. You won't live that long. In another few minutes, your mind will be tattered wisps of thought, fading into the air. We don't need to fight. We aren't fighting, the Spectre says in a level voice. An argument requires two people. At best, you're a muscle cramp, a headache, and you will subside. Shut your mind. You close your eyes, and for a moment, a blissful, fleeting second, you feel the pressure abate as though the Spectre's mind is a storm lashing against the walls of a hastily constructed shelter. You think back, flitting through the choices you have made since you were born mid-air, and realize two things. They were the right choices at the time, and none of them will help you, here and now. Good. And with that, the Spectre's mind rips through your defenses again. Pull your feet free. You struggle against the ground, even as it creeps up your legs, but cannot free yourself. Try it again. Groaning, you strain against the floor, holding you in place. But no, you're trapped. Turn the tides against the Spectre. Turn the tide, yeah? Spectre's eyes widen as you straighten, gathering the threads of the tides in your hands. You raise them before you. Don't, the Spectre growls. But you ignore him, wrenching the threads apart. Agony explodes in your mind, lashing through your body, damaging essential parts of you. And the Spectre as well. With a shuddering gasp, he stumbles backwards, fading in and out of visibility. The pressure on your mind dwindles and ends. Fine, he says, eyeing you with cool contempt. If you're so intent on stopping the sorrow on your own, have at it. Let's see how you handle what's in store without my help, my guidance. Then all you've done is remind me of the main objective. Calm the fuck down, mate. Then he fades completely, but speaks again. His voice is coming from all around you, from every corner of your mind. He's not gone, only hidden himself in your mind. I wasted my time trying to reason with you. That won't happen again. Alright, bye. Look, can you fathom? Never mind. As the portal closes behind you, something feels off. It only takes you a second to realize. The Spectre is gone. It is quieter now in the calm of your mind. But he's not truly gone, is he? You can still feel him out there, watching, waiting, perhaps for a moment of weakness in which to strike.
Fine.
Fine indeed. Let's, nothing. Let's not do any of that. Okay, never mind. Maybe we can do something in here now. I doubt it, though. But I live in hope. I live in hope, my friends. I live in hope. This doesn't seem to be much going
I'm
on.
going.
Is there perhaps a different memory in there now? Maybe, no, nothing. All right.
Fine.
Well then, continuing on. Oh, I leveled up. Worth it.
Forward. Onward. Here. Now.
Oh, I forgot. You just have to click the little plus. Let's increase an ability or skill. That seems like a good idea. You know, of our many choices here. What skills can we improve? What skills can we improve? Sure. How does this work? Any healing ability or item? Turns out I should have gotten the encroaching darkness. That's really good. Concentration. This is what I want. There we go.
I'm stronger now.
Oh look, slow dismay. That's pretty good. Unlucky combatant. And one of this seems. Oh, that's not at all what I thought that was gonna say. I was sure it was gonna be like, make someone your friend for a bit. Oh well. Edge magic. Quick fingers or smashing task. Trained without armor. Trained without armor might be good. If we're building a tank. Although that said, training with armor might be better. Active until next sleep. So presumably you would wake up and then cast that. Okay. Oh, we saw this before. Let's get this. Oh, I can do this again. Sure. Wait, did I level up twice? Let's do edge. Let's do might.
I've learned something new.
Yay!
I'm going.
Back to Meal of Vest. Never mind. Oh, it's fucked up Meal of Vest. That's my favorite kind. The Sorrow came and killed us all. Fuck you. Wow, this is really quite the shithole now. Who am I kidding? This is really quite the shithole, full stop. Oh ho! Oh, it's one of those. You know, those things that aren't really a threat. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, this is my fault, but it's not. Your eyes snap open, and at first you fear you've fallen deeper into the labyrinth. Another fathom. Flames rake the ground around you. That looks more like blood than fire to me, but whatever. The bedrock buckling under the heat. The image of Adoris resolves as your vision adjusts to the searing light. What the fuck did you do? Nothing. Her composure is beginning to crack. You see the fear in her eyes, held in check only by her iron will. You're awake. Quickly now, while you're inside the mere, gods, the shields have fallen. The Sorrow is breaking into the sanctuary. She scans the area. It's destroying our home. The others are trying to hold it back. But tell me first, did you find what you were looking for? This. It's real bad. What? He has no right to do that. Fight him, and if you must, destroy him. Your life is at stake. I'm glad that my initial reaction was to go with the changing god, purely because it's the opposite of what Adoris wants me to do. She has a double A and a double I. Come on. Now we must deal with the situation at hand. A few have already escaped, but most are trapped within the rubble and flames. Some too terrified to move. You must get to the teleportation platform and flee. Save as many as you can on your way. Although the dome no longer encircles our sanctuary, the generators may hold enough power to slow the Sorrow's progress. They can be activated by placing your palm here and whistling this tune. Her dry lips rasp a 5-note descant that you commit to memory. She plants a kiss on your cheek. Good luck, sister. Let's make sure as many survive as possible. She runs off, her voice raised in command, as if the quiet matron of Meal Leveste never existed. Had never existed. It's an important distinction. she instantly dies. Wow, 55, huh? I feel pretty weak now. Oh, I've got 54. Okay, never mind. Alright, well, I can't save in a crisis. Good. I really hope there were some autosaves because I'm gonna end the stream here. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that if you did enjoy, you will come back and watch some more. I stream from Thursday to Sunday, with streams from Thursday to Saturday being this, and Sunday streams being the creation of my Fallout 4 quest mod, The Bay of Sins, although I have to confess, I haven't been doing those streams lately because I'm lazy. There's not a good reason. I wish there was, but there's not. Anyway, if you're interested in catching those streams live, or these streams live, I have a Twitter account and a YouTube account, both of which I will post notifications to about 5 minutes before I go live. And I think that's all I had to say. So, thank you again for watching, and have a fantastic day.